What if happiness is not something you find, but something you learn to understand? Many people spend years chasing happiness, but the harder they chase, the farther it seems to move away. They say, "I will be happy when I have more money, a better body, a better job, or an easier life." But when one goal is reached, another goal appears, and happiness gets pushed further into the future. The truth is, happiness is not only about what happens to you, but how you interpret what happens. The same difficulty can look like failure to one person and like a lesson to someone else. Hidden behind everyday life are small psychological principles that shape how we think, feel, and act. In this video, you will discover 8 ideas that can change how you see life and build happiness. These are not quick happiness tricks. They are mental models that help you understand yourself more deeply. And the first idea begins with one simple question: where are you spending your energy? The first idea is the circle of control, a simple way to know where your energy should go. One reason people feel exhausted is that they try to control too many things outside their hands. We worry about what others think, what the future will bring, and problems that may never happen. But the more you try to control everything, the more tense your mind becomes. The circle of control teaches you to divide problems into 2 groups: what you can control and what you cannot. You cannot control other people's thoughts, the past, the weather, the market, or every surprise in life. But you can control your actions, attitude, effort, habits, and how you respond today. When you feel stressed, ask one simple question: is this inside my control? If the answer is yes, take one clear action, even if it is only a small step. If the answer is no, practice letting go, so your mind is not pulled away for nothing. Peace does not come from controlling everything. It comes from placing your energy in the right place. When you focus on what you can do, life may not become perfect, but your mind becomes freer. The second idea is confirmation bias. Your brain often looks for proof of what you already believe. Imagine your brain as a search engine. Whatever you ask it to find, it starts looking for. If you believe life is unfair, your brain notices more moments that make that belief feel true. If you believe people do not like you, your brain remembers rejection and easily ignores compliments. If you believe you are not good enough, even a small mistake can become proof against yourself. The danger is that we think we are being objective while seeing life through old beliefs. But the opposite is also true. When you believe you can learn, your brain starts finding progress. If you believe opportunities still exist, you begin to notice small doors you used to miss. If you believe life still has good things, your brain becomes more sensitive to kindness around you. This does not mean denying problems. It means choosing better questions for your brain. Instead of asking, "Why do I always fail?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Be careful what you repeat in your mind, because your brain is always listening. The third idea is the spotlight effect, when you think people notice you more than they really do. Have you ever said something awkward, then replayed that moment in your mind for hours? You make one small mistake, but it feels like the whole room noticed it. Many people stay silent, avoid trying, and hide themselves because they fear being judged. But the comforting truth is this: most people are busy thinking about themselves. The thing that keeps you awake at night may have been forgotten by others within minutes. The flaw you think everyone sees may not even be noticed by anyone else. Often, your own mind is magnifying the mistake, while the world is not staring at you. When you realize this, you become freer because you no longer need to perform perfection. You stop asking for silent permission, fear mistakes less, and begin living more honestly. And when you live more honestly, happiness has more space to appear. Remember, you are not under the spotlight as much as you think. Let yourself live lighter. The fourth idea is the 80/20 rule. A small part of life can create most of your happiness. Not every task, person, or habit affects your happiness in the same way. Maybe only a few people in your life bring most of your support and joy. Maybe a few simple habits like sleep, walking, and healthy food create most of your daily energy. But many people spend too much time on noise, strangers' opinions, negative news, and distractions. When life is filled with low-value things, you can feel busy, yet still feel empty. Sometimes happiness does not come from adding more, but from removing what is unnecessary. Ask yourself, what few small things create most of my peace and joy? When you know what matters, protect it in your schedule, your energy, and your attention. Less noise, more signal. Less distraction, more meaning. When you focus on what truly nourishes you, happiness becomes simpler and clearer. The 80/20 rule reminds you, do not live scattered. Live closer to what truly matters. The fifth idea is hedonic adaptation. Your brain quickly gets used to things that once made you happy. Something you once wanted deeply can become a normal part of life after a short time. The phone you once really wanted becomes something you hold every day without feeling special. A big achievement may feel exciting at first, but soon it becomes part of everyday life. The brain adapts quickly. What excited you yesterday can feel ordinary today. When the excitement fades, we start thinking we need the next thing to feel happy again. If you only chase the next thing, happiness stays short-lived because the brain keeps adapting. The way to break this cycle is not to stop growing, but to practice gratitude more often. Gratitude helps you notice that many things you have today were once things you wished for. When you appreciate the present, you stop losing today while rushing toward tomorrow. Gratitude does not mean you stop trying. It helps you grow without forgetting what you already have. Hedonic adaptation reminds you, without gratitude, even a dream can become ordinary. The sixth idea is Parkinson's Law, a rule about work that also applies to happiness. Parkinson's Law says that work expands to fill the time you give it. Give yourself a week, and it may take a week. Give yourself one day, and you find a way. The same thing happens with happiness. Many people keep waiting before they allow themselves to enjoy life. They say, I will be happy when I make more money, lose weight, meet the right person, or life gets easier. But when one condition is finally reached, another condition appears right in front of it. Little by little, happiness is pushed farther away, and the present becomes only a place to wait. The lesson is simple. Do not make happiness a reward you receive only after success. You can still have goals and keep growing, without waiting for everything to be perfect before you feel peace. Learn to notice today's small wins. One finished task, one quiet morning, one moment when you did not give up. If happiness always lives in tomorrow, you will miss the small reasons to smile today. Parkinson's Law reminds you, do not keep extending the wait for happiness. Start living it today. The seventh idea is the Dunning-Kruger effect. Sometimes people with little knowledge feel overly confident. Someone may speak with great certainty, but that does not mean they truly understand deeply. People who truly understand more are often humbler, because they see how much there is still to learn. That is why capable people often doubt themselves when they compare themselves to louder voices. But speaking loudly does not mean being right, and looking confident does not mean being skilled. Every expert was once a beginner. Every skilled person was once awkward and inexperienced. You do not need to know everything before you begin. You only need enough courage to learn. Real growth does not come from pretending to know everything. It comes from staying curious. Sometimes you doubt yourself not because you are weak, but because you understand that learning is deep. Allow yourself to learn step by step, make small mistakes, correct them, and improve each day. Happiness grows when you stop forcing perfection and start respecting the process of learning. The Dunning-Kruger effect reminds you, stay humble enough to learn, but do not doubt your worth. The eighth idea is the arrival fallacy, the belief that happiness is waiting at the finish line. We often think, when I reach that goal, I will finally feel complete and happy. But life rarely works that way. Reaching one goal does not make everything perfect forever. You reach one goal, and very quickly, another goal appears in front of you. You climb one mountain, then notice an even higher mountain in the distance. If you only wait for happiness at the destination, the finish line will always move farther. And if you are not careful, you can spend your whole life running and forget to truly live. The truth is, most of life is not in the moment of arrival, but in the journey toward it. Happiness is found while you learn, grow, connect, laugh, and create small memories. Goals still matter, but the person you become along the way matters even more. So do not only love the final result. Learn to love the process of becoming. The arrival fallacy reminds you, do not wait until you arrive before you allow yourself to be happy. So let's look back at the 8 ideas that help you understand happiness more deeply. The circle of control reminds you to place your energy on what you can do, not what you cannot change. Confirmation bias shows how beliefs shape reality, while the spotlight effect helps you fear judgment less. The 80/20 rule helps you focus on what matters, while hedonic adaptation reminds you to practice gratitude. Parkinson's law reminds you not to delay happiness, while the Dunning-Kruger effect reminds you to stay humble and learn. The arrival fallacy reminds you that happiness is not only at the finish line, but also on the journey. Happiness is rarely one huge moment. It is usually built from many small things. It comes from small thoughts, small choices, small perspectives, and small habits repeated every day. So do not only search for happiness as if it is far away. Start building it today. Happiness is something you build. One thought, one habit, and one day at a time.